So good morning, everybody. I will try and make this as short as possible. It's an update on the ongoing trades and what we have. They have told us that this is an ending structure, and last week, what we witnessed the upper week and last week was just up and down movement. And when it's like that, you have to know what we have at important levels and where you don't just want to throw a large chunk of your money because you want to trade. You have to be very careful at some levels because you've got to understand what exactly the trade is doing when it's in the middle like this. Now, I think I did like 3 videos last week, updating and updating and updating. Yeah, previous weekend, not last weekend, yes, I did that. And the scenario that is playing out is what I'm about to explain to you. Indeed, we are seeing an ending structure. And if you still remember on the higher time frame, this is the higher time frame ending structure that is not completed. I did tell us that I'm not convinced, even though we've done a wave 1 of the ending structure, which is the last wave, and we have done a wave 2. I said I'm not convinced that this in the middle, is wave 3. That even though it pushed, beyond wave 1, it's not the shortest of the wave. Of course, wave 1 could be longer. It doesn't really matter in the, when you are doing an ending structure, but then it shouldn't be as short as this. So I felt that in an ending structure, I would still expect the wave 3 to still go a bit higher than what I'm seeing. And at this stage of DXY and or dollar, you have to follow the structure, the internal structure of the ending structure to know what exactly it's doing. So I presented, I think, like a 3 views, saying that the first was to look at the correction in the middle here to see it as a possibility of what an extended flat, an extended flat where the first correction came down, the second correction went up, and the third correction came down as a possibility of an extended flat in the middle, like A, B, and a C. And then again, we looked at the possibility of if wave 3 has ended here, and this is a 4, and we said we don't expect it to go beyond 38 here and 50 here. Now, in analyzing this, I will still come to it and summarize what is playing out, really. If it's a 3 and to 4 situation or not, or that the 3 has ended or not. Then the last one I said is that because this is an ending structure in itself and has broken out of, because you must know that this is an ending structure in itself and has broken out of this wedge. So now I will see this as a 3-1 and that we're about doing a 3-2. So I will see that. So that's the third possibility. Now, with what we are seeing now, I told us if I go to the internal structure of DXY, because DXY will make us understand a whole lot of things that is happening in the middle here for you. So this is an ending structure. And I said, if this is an A and this one is a B, can this one be a B of an extended flat? And I said, I don't think that is the situation. If this is an A and this is a B, and I said A and a B had gone up by more than 161.8. So the view, because you have to mathematically go with the view to understand So what is happening? So that this one leg came down, it shouldn't be more than 161.8. And it has gone beyond 161.8. If you look at it again, from here down to here, this is what 161.8 would give us. So it has nullified that as an extended flat correction. And if you take that as a view, and even if you say this one is 161.8 for example, and extended flat, this one should run below A to this level before a further upside. So that is not what it is. So that is not what it is. Now, is it a wave three? A wave three has ended, and that this is the fourth. It may look like that because if you just do this from the beginning of wave 3 here, and to this place, this is 38 and this is 50. The price, stopped or stalled at 50. So you may think that this is what a wave 3-4 situation, which is the second possibility. But I said, I don't believe that this is a wave 3 and a 4 situation. I suppose that this thing has not finished. And the most likely thing that is happening here now, which I want you to see, is that this is actually a 3-1. So the last video I sent is playing out quite well. So this is a 3-1. So we should still see further upside to finish up 3 proper. So in that case, if that is what we are looking at, and this has broken out of this structure. Now, could this be that the wave 3-1 and 3-2 of it is playing out? Has this ended a 3-2? Or are we going to see a further downside? That is one thing you must be looking at. Is now perfectly, I can tell you that it's looking more that after breaking out of this edge, now wave 3-1, let me bring this out for your understanding. Wave 3-1, 3-1, and the wave 3-2, the wave 3-2. So we are, this is not a fourth. That is what I've said. If you interpret it as a fourth, it will change your view as if everything is ending by this one going up. We'll look at that possibility. And you will know at what zone then it stops being your old 4 that you are thinking in your head, assuming that this one has. You must be able to interrogate and think like that. So at these levels, you don't want to throw big lots, but you want to see the internal waves and as they are changing it in the middle. So now, is this a situation of a 3-2? If this is this B situation of a 3-2, are we going to have a C situation of a 3-2? That is the first possibility. That is the first possibility. Is this an A of a 3-2? And that this is B situation and that this is C situation? We are going to find out. If that is what we are thinking, then we are going to, if this is a reaction here, we are going to see an equal leg to run Okay, let's see what correction we have had. Let me just push this one, since this is where we are now. Let me use red to understand what situation we are seeing, okay? And to see where this one is going to be. What this situation is. Now, let's look at it. A retracement to the upside from that level has given us about 85. So if it's an 85 and it's a B, so that will make it a zigzag. It could be a zigzag. The level at which we'll know that this is gone, is not in there anymore, is at this level. Once the price breaks 90 above, at that level. So once it breaks 90 above, then that is not on the table. So the price is very close to it. Now, so let's take this one as a zigzag thing. It is a zigzag, and we're going to still throw a leg down to complete a 3-2. So we take it from here down to the end of the A, because that is one thing you have to see according to structure. So an 100 of it is going to fall here. It's going to fall there, and a 123 of it, which is usually in a zigzag, what happens is an 100 retracement, usually. That is what happens usually in a zigzag. So now we have two scenario that must play out now. But if you ask me, I will not give myself to either of these scenarios. So I will tell you what I think is happening. But for learning's sake, we have to know this. For learning's sake, we have to know this. If you like, they can change structure, but you must understand what is happening. So if this is a zigzag, now let's now look at the end. If you're going to have correction either here or here, is it going to give us the two, a 3-2 situation to the downside? That is what we have to now look at. So if we take it from the beginning of a 3 here to this end at this level, now a 61.8 will still be here, which is in the middle of this. That may not augur well with a zigzag situation. It may not augur well with a zigzag situation, because in a zigzag situation, that will not, it won't augur well with it. It won't augur well with it in a zigzag situation, because 76 is far low down, and you know it's not going to be a zigzag because 61 is below this 100. Then that is not on the table. If we now take it as a flat correction and not a zigzag, that means if it's going to still pull to 90, let's look at that scenario. If it's going to pull to 90, which is from here down to where the price is, then to a 90, which is a bit up here, then the 100, the 123 is going to shift its position to this area, and the 100 also will switch its position. Sorry, is even going to be a regular flat. So it's in a regular flat, you cannot do more than 100. So if you now look at that scenario 2, to make it a regular flat, which should not even get here, we should not even get here. So let's see what we have in terms of correction. In terms of correction from here, we are going to look at that new rate. So that still will not cut it. So that is not what is in the making. That's what I'm trying to say. That is, so what we are seeing is that price is done. That is what I can see. So this is not going to be an A, B situation, A or B and a C situation. That is not what we are seeing now. So that is what I'm trying to tell us. But we're going to see that price is going to break out sooner. So it's not an ABC situation. It looks most likely that 3-2 is ended completely. So we are inside of now 3-3. That is what is playing out. We are inside of 3-3. So when you start the first wave of 3, so this is now a 3-3-1, which is the first wave of 3-3. I want you to listen and watch this carefully. 3-3-1. A 3-3-1, a 3-3, a 3-3-1. So this is a 3-3-1 here. And the word changes because this is what I believe that price is doing at the moment. And the word change that. So that is what I believe. That's my submission, and this is off the table. That is off the table. That is what I believe price is doing. So we're going to see a 3-3-2 movement to the downside. So if we're going to see that, if it's going to be a 3-3-2 movement to the downside, then we are going to see at least 50 from, that's from the end of the beginning of the end of 3-3-2, which is the beginning of 3-3-1, to the end of 3-3-1 here, which I believe this also is giving us an ending structure in this area. It's giving us an ending structure in this area. But that is what I want to believe now. So in that case, this is a 50. We had this correction occurring at a 50 level. So we should see price come down further to this area. This is an area which we should be expecting a reaction to occur. Now, the fourth area you want to go for is this. And the second area you want to go for, if you want to, is 61.8 if price can push to that level. And the last place you should find price based on this reaction is this, which is 71. So this also is off the table. And let me just use red here. It's off the table. So which means now the blue zone for more upside should be around this place. That's the blue box for more upside to be around that place. So, and that will be what I refer to as a 3-3-2. A 3-3-2. Nobody is controlling this market. You cannot control it. The only thing you can do is to try and understand the structure. If there's anything what I've been telling you that the price is not changing trend. When this was happening, I think upper week or 2 weeks ago, I said it's not as if they are just correcting and the price is still going to go and break the top. So we are not done with this correction. So watching this video would help you to see what we are dealing with really. So I still expect DXY to come to this, to correct this move to this side. So what do we expect to see from here? What we should see from here is a break, because they are doing some flat correction in the middle here. We should see a break out of this structure, which looks at an ending structure of that. This is an ending structure of 331 3-1 here. It's an ending structure there. So we should see a break out of this ending structure too. We should see a break out of here. This is like a flag that is correcting to the downside. I think we should still have correction more to the downside, at least to enter this zone 50 before we go for that up. So that is what I believe. So once price breaks above this red here, just know that yes, it's going to break this 3-1 above. We are not done. But the bigger picture of what we're looking at for now, because if you want to, price is going to break this. This is not on the table. Price is going to advance deep into this place. So the bigger picture here, if you consider this one as a 3-1 and a 3-2, for us to have at least in this zone to have at least 161 of 3-1 to 3-2 will look like this, which is the will look like this from a 3-1. That's the beginning of a 3-1 to where it has stalled 3-1 to 3-2, which is here. So ideally, we should be expecting price to get to this level, which is far up, and that would have broken this area, which I don't think that is going to happen now because of an ending structure. Okay, that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Now, but the scenario we should look out for now is that this to here, this is a 2 which has ended. It has ended here. So we are seeing a 3-1, 3-2, 3-3-1 situation and a 3-3-2 because we are now inside of a 3 and with 3. So if price should come down to this area and for us to go further up, it means that this is the scenario that will play out from the beginning of this structure here to where it is now, assuming this structure terminates at a 50 here, assuming, because we have to, then it means that the next place we are going to see a reaction is around this area. It will be between those two areas that we're going to see reaction. This is going to go out of it. So we should be expecting reaction around here. So price may play around this area. So it's like we will be climbing where minimum will be 111.8, and that is what we should be looking at if that breaks out of that place. But that is still a long time. It's still within this. It's still within this. At the end of the day, because it's an ending structure, this is the area that you see everything might end. Because once you have a 3-3 ending there, then we should be having a 3-4, and a 3-5 might be pulling towards this area. And once that happens, price would finish a bigger 3-4, then the last 5, which will be truncated, and price will not begin to fall sharply. So it's still far. There's a whole lot of mad correction that is going to be happening here, but we have to stay with the structure. That is what I'm teaching us. Forget that we're not able to find a good entry last week because we thought that this was going to run deep, but it didn't. It just stalled at 50. It didn't go because we were expecting it to come towards okay. It actually came close to, so I was at 76 really. I was at 76. So it didn't touch 76. I think it ran back at, let's see, from that end. Let's see. From here to this place. Okay, at 50. So it ran back at 50 exactly. It didn't touch this area. It didn't touch 61. So it ran back at 50. So if you're looking for a deep correction, it didn't do that. So the DSY is pretty strong. So it didn't do that. So that is what we are going to expect, in the coming week. So, but again, you don't want to start buying DSY here. And if you switch to Euro USD from here, if you switch to Euro USD from here, now it's the same thing. It's the same thing if you switch to Euro USD from here, which this is an ending structure. Of course, we had our flats and all of that correction here, and this is, you can say this is like 1, and we are seeing a 2. Now, after this move, supposed to be like a 3, which will now be a 3-1, and we should have a 3-2. So it's the same thing, same scenario, a 3-1 situation, a 3-1 situation. A 3-1 situation, which will need price to still break and come up to this area. So if I were you, I'll be targeting a sell from 1.00600. Let me give them 48,600 at least. You may pull to this area, so for us not to miss. So what happened to us is that a 1 that came down here, this is the 4, and this is the 5th wave. So a 1 and a 2 here. The movement to the upside was just here. So it's just a bit above 61.8 here. So I was here, it didn't come there. It didn't come there. So it played out according to structure. So if you had looked at this candle alone, this green candle alone, you say it's an engulfing candle, the price will still continue to go. And you saw this candle, small bits, and you think, oh, they're still going to go up. It's not candle or price action alone, but as well as the structure. The structure is what will really tell us what is going to happen. The structure is what will tell us what's going to happen. Now, for anybody that understands wave and structure, indicators does not do it. Indicators will always lag. So we rarely touch indicator. I rarely touch it. The only time I want to use RSI is to understand, okay, am I seeing a 5? Am I seeing a 5 of that particular structure? Am I in the 5th wave of that particular structure? Just to confirm. That is the only time I want to use, and that's RSI. Indicators lag, so you are doing a real-time analysis by understanding structure and wave. So with these, I'm saying that we expect a 3-2 to stall around this area. A 3-2 to stall around this area before we push a 3-3 to the downside. So that's what I'm saying. So this is wave 1 of the ending structure, and this is wave 2 of the ending structure. So, and if you want to take it, because an ending structure now, with an ending structure, this is the way it's going to go. There's an ending structure, so we don't want to see this trend line broken. There's an ending structure that we are seeing. So once you hit 4, a 3 and a 4, you start your ending structure. So this is an ending structure. This is an ending structure. So we're going to see how that is going to play out in this ending structure. That's an ending structure. So price should not be expected to go beyond that. That's an ending structure. So the price came down to do this to end 3-1. So a 3-2 is give or take. Even if you take it from here, I don't want to take it from here. If I take it from here, just to be on the safe side. So a 50 is here, a 61.8 is here, and we can put our stop loss just at 85 because we don't expect price to, or let's say at 90, we don't expect price to break beyond this. As long as price does not break beyond that, we are cool. So that's what we are saying. So anything, if it goes higher than this area, it should be an opportunity for us to also sell. That's what I'm saying. We should have, so we are still going to be bearish, but to sell from here, it is not a good risk reward ratio. You know, when you see this and you are thinking that, okay, they did this and this, it's like an evening start to downside. I saw it. I just maintained my cool that these people, they're going to do a lot of manipulation. That was why I dropped a note on Friday that you'll be seeing different manipulations. But one thing that gave it out to me that will still go up when this closed was this. Let's go to the daily candle and see. Let's see how it closed. This is how it closed. So watch that daily candle, see how it closed. So when it came down like this, I knew they are done with this movement, this and this and this, to finish 2. 1 and a 2. That's the way they finished it. And this is a 3 trusting down. Of course, this has been correcting to the upside now. So you can see this is a sign of correction on the daily time frame. It's a correction. So, but this move, you know, actually let it out that they are going to still correct to the upside before further movement to the downside. So that is what we are seeing. A formation of an ending structure here, where this one is 1 and this one is 2. So, and so we're going to trust a 3 to the downside. So, in 3, where do we expect 3 to terminate? Given it where it has to finish first. It has to finish first. It will be unwise to take this one and okay. Even if we do that, let me do something. Even if we do that, let me change this. Even if we do that and say a 161.8 from the beginning of 1 to the end of 1, no, to the beginning of 1 to the end of 1 to the end of 2, which is here. The 161.8 is going to play deep. It's going to play deep into this area. So deep into this area, this is the area you'll be expecting price to finish today, but I don't believe that is going to happen. So it's better when you are correcting any structure to stay with 123, which is here. So we should still be expecting that this price is capable of getting to 95.8 or around 96. So price is going to walk down to around 96. It might be falling sharp. So this is the area which is still in the blue zone. Price is going to break this. It's going to break this, so there's no point. Price is going to break all these things to the downside. So, and if you want to stay within what this immediate wave will give us, let me not change this again because it's not a blue. So we're going further down. So this is out of the table, and this also price is not coming to this area, is out of the table with this correction. So if we take immediate, if price does a 50, it will now start from the beginning of a 3-1 to the end of a 3-1, which is here at this zone here. So if the price corrects just at 50, you could catch that. So a 161.8 will now be at this level. A 161.8 will now be at this level, which is at 96, 520 or 500. So that is what we can begin to interrogate. So these are the areas that I think price will force to do a 3-3, because that 3-3 is going to be long than a 3-1. So if you didn't get to that place, if you didn't get here now, I think it will force, price will still come here, but you might just have price in this area first before further upside to do a 4th and finish a 5. A 5 may now end up here before we now have a 4, a major 4 that would run as these two. It's like a 1 and a 2. So once we finish the 5 of that 3, they will now have a 4. And after the 4, the last one that is coming down, if you have not entered the, so at the 3, the height of the 3-5, that is where we can begin to say we want to buy really. So they want to buy really because oftentimes the last wave of 5 may not exceed, it might be truncated. Of course, we can put a small, once we mark that we are done with the internal structure of 3 and we are doing the last of the 3, that is where to actually try to see, okay, can we begin to put a buy on a small lot size and begin to see what the price is doing in that area. And the price is going to do a big 4, then come down to the finish a 5, probably truncated or push past 3. We'll see that. So, that is pretty much what we are seeing now, or it's becoming more obvious. That is what we are seeing. This price action here on Euro USD is different from what you see on the DXY. So it's just told me that we're still going to correct, but I think let's just hold our peace. Don't sell at this level. These are the 2 levels that we can engage a sell. These are the 2 levels. Yeah, these are the 2 levels we can engage a sell. For me, I can even put this one here, the second level here. Yes. So if price push beyond here, we want to see a price action before we say we want to now use a bigger lot size. So 0.01, 0.01 at these 2 levels, it's okay for anybody that wants to. So that's what I'm saying. On the DXY, I believe it's clear. So it could be difficult counting with, but I think You don't just look for opportunity of what you don't know. So on the DXY, if you look at the daily candle, so the daily candle has given me this. That is what it has given me now. So the price action is that, okay, we are still going further upside, but for now we are correcting. But the correction is not done for me. So we should expect at the 50 around this level before we go further up. And when we go up, we are going to walk up to 111.8 or thereabouts. So we are not done. So the same thing is happening. I'll be giving us levels. These are stalled at this area exactly, at that area, that stalled at that area exactly. So we're still going to break above now. This one is no more on the table. It's no more on the table. So it's going to break. And this is like a 50. And this also is no more on the table. So we are working inside this blue zone to turn downward. So, and what we are trying to do is a blue box area for DXY to fall. It's not just going to fall right away. We must navigate through these ending structures. So now pretty much all of them are doing the same. All of them are doing the same. So the same thing is happening here to pound. Pound is reacting exactly at this level that I'd marked before, and it's doing the same. Price is not coming to this area anymore. So also in an ending structure is a correction. So the same way we're going to correct, and we're going to find our level to execute a further sell. So that's what we're going to do on pound. On pound. That's what we're going to do on pounds. It's still going to break. We might break this slightly to turn up to where you expect the action. So it's the same, almost the same on pound. And doing the same. AUD USD also is doing the same thing. It's doing the same thing. Yeah. So please reacting here. So it's like a one, two, three. So we are going to finish a 3-3. We're going to finish a 3-3 now. So sorry, a 3-2. So it's gonna give us a 3-2. This might actually go deeper. It might go deeper. It might go deeper. This is the end of the structure for it here. It might go deeper in this kind of a situation. It might go deeper. All of them does what they like to do. So for this, also, it's still the same. It is going to pull the full expect a reaction for further downside around this area between this zone for a further sell. Yeah, around this zone for a further drop. These are the area. Then our stop loss might just be around this area for a stop loss. But for me, this is the area I should be expecting a further fall. This is the area I'm expecting a further fall on AUD. Gold is where I don't want to, you don't want to go. I still need to do more analysis on that. Yeah. It's better for it to go than for us to. So it's reacting just a little lower than the level I thought it will. This is the level of the book blocks that I gave for a further for an upside. So with this kind of a reaction now, we are going to wait and see what gold is going to do. So it did break the structure and as analyzed, it went past all of that. And so I need to do more analysis on this one to know what is going to give us. We might be having a 1-2 situation and a 3, probably are going to have a 3-3 situation. I think that may just be it. Let me see. Don't expect a break out of here. I will not expect a break out of that structure. I will not expect a break out of that structure. So this has changed something for us. This might not be a 3-1 situation. This is actually might be a 3-2 situation. So if this is inside of a 3-3-1, I just have to change that. But we'll see what is going to give us. If that is a, I might just change a 3-3-1. If that is a 3-3-1, change in my paper later, and we are going to see a 3-3-2. 3-3-2. So let's see how it works up towards a 50 and a 60 points. So what we are going to be seeing, we should be seeing reactions around this area on gold. We should be seeing reactions around this area on gold. We should be seeing reactions around that area on gold for further downside. So we'll see what's going to give us. We have to, don't just want to jump here and begin to. So I'm going to see, but I'll still do a more detailed analysis on this. Now back to let's look at there's one I want us to look at, that's Euro JP1 and Euro Pound. Yes, let's look at Euro Pound. Let's look at Euro Pound and let me tell you what is happening on this trade. Euro Pound, Euro Pound, Euro Pound, Euro Pound. Yes. Yes. Let's look at Euro Pound. Let's go to the daily. Just this is fumbling now. Oh, sorry for this. Is the trading view is messing. It's messing up now. Trading view is messing up. Everything is messing up. Oh my goodness. I might just have to end this and start on the clean notes. Let me just end this since. Okay. Let me just stop it. I'll be back.